Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to another recording of Magic the Gathering Arena. So we've done all the daily quests, we're just going through the last bit of the news and we're just getting weekly quests and daily victories if we can get them. Just still very much in learning mode. Like a lot of cards here that I'm barely even learning the little bit that I know. So there's a lot certainly I'm gonna have to learn later on. But honestly, I have 1 week here, one last week to learn these basic default decks and get whatever I can get from that, and then I'm gonna have to play constructed anyways. So when I play constructed, I'll be playing new cards then, and if I'm playing new cards, I might as well at that point build a new deck after I play constructed. I'm realizing I need to map my mouse button, so like, can I do that right now? This would be a crazy thing to do right now, but yeah. Let's see if we can do this. Mouse, Logitech. I'm questioning maybe if I should get away from Logitech stuff. Mouse and keyboards. I don't know if there's anything else that's reasonably priced though. Let's see. Logitech options. Go ahead and resolve that. Gain 1 life when a creature enters the battlefield. So play this, I guess, just to irritate him. Logitech options. Keystroke, right now I have this as Control Tab and I don't use that, so let's see. Enter. We'll change that and see how that works. So now I can just hit the button on the side of my mouse. I have an up and down button to auto pass. I feel like I could have done something in that last move. So now it's going to be draw a card every time a character enters the battlefield. What's going on over here? My mouse wheel doesn't want to work. How did I just lose my mouse wheel options? So I changed one thing and then all of a sudden the game decides to screw with me. My PC decides to screw with me. Do I want to attack? I guess I can attack. It's really no challenge. Whenever a creature attacks you or a planeswalker you control, the creature's control loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Basically making it not worth attacking. Draw some cards. Play this. And then this one costs 1 less right now. How many cards do I have? 6, which would let me grab 2 cards. Alright. 1, 2. Take that one, take that one. And then that. Okay, we need to cancel then. Apparently I can't do that. No, I can't. I don't have enough cards anyways. This does have double strike. It's gonna kill me. No attacks, I guess. I'm potentially gonna lose because this has double strike, and if it can just get a double attack on me. Block. Let's do this. Return that to the hand. There we go. Then 2 attacks. This guy has way too much health, so I don't see how I succeed here. Like I can play 1 here and take control of that. And apparently I could have done that a second time. So attack with that. And then attack with that and attack with that. I'm killing myself. Let's start covering the news, I suppose. We have a game on Steam here called Divine Chronicles. Oh man, I gotta get that mouse wheel working. What happened, Logitech? Like, why would you all of a sudden make the mouse wheel not work? How could you make the mouse wheel not work? That's the question. If I click here, there's nothing to scroll through. If I click here, yeah, the mouse wheel has just decided to stop working. Play this. Draw some cards. Play that. No attacks.
Let me remind you to fear those born of darkness.
Logitech options. Open that up again.
I demand servitude.
Install later. Oh, you still take damage if you attack a planeswalker.
And your progeny.
Darn it. There's a wall. That's not gonna help. I think there's a lot of room, particularly available for improvement on this deck. Come on. Check. Oh, by the way, I mentioned I was testing out Duplicati, a web dev based home server backup software, or backup software that could at least connect to and send files to a home-based server like Nextcloud. Version 2.0 Canary, which was an open beta version, didn't work for me. It was cryptic and not really offering, not really working and failing. I don't know if maybe in large batches moving files to my home server might be busted. That could be the case, but I'm not sure. So then I went and got the no longer supported version 1.3 something, and all of a sudden that version started working a little bit better, although rather difficult to set up. Draw a card. Kind of got no choice. 1, 2, and 3. So I accepted my own loss there. So yeah, now I am backing up and testing with Duplicati version 1 point whatever, the no longer supported version, which is not server based, doesn't launch into like a web page when you need to adjust settings, and I'm perfectly happy with it not being server based and actually seeming to work. It really seems like Duplicati, like a lot of software, decided to go to a version 2.0 and put a new team on it and tried to go for a new visual appearance and all new look, instead of just sticking with maybe the older looking and more old-fashioned style of programs, but the kind of programs that actually work. This is the thing about Linux all the time, is that Linux looks old and it's not flashy and pretty like Windows 10, but it works and it's fast and efficient, and that's really what you want in software. You don't want ridiculous you don't want ridiculous flash and pizzazz. You can appreciate some of that. You don't need it. However, what I do need is the mouse wheel. So,
Who's more foolish? The fool.
let's see.
It's not poisoned. Trust me.
More tools, extensions. Come over to this and see if I have the Logitech extension. There you go. Logitech smooth scrolling is not enabled, so let's just enable that and see what that does. +3/+3 and gains first strike. Haste. There's no reason for that. All attack.
Ooh, I've quite the nibble.
There's some weird voice acting there. Jeez. How could this screw up this badly? Mouse. Mouse and keyboard settings. Open that. Mouse settings. Wheel. Is my mouse just like it can't be dead?
Welcome to the feast.
Well, I've never had to work on technical difficulties in the middle of a stream. Pay 2 life. And this. And this. And this. Take your pick.
May we meet again, or not?
Alright, let me see if the... Yeah, I guess what I can do is, since mouse scrolling has just crashed on my computer, of all the crazy things that crash, is I'll just use the up and down arrows on my keyboard. So, next game we have on Steam is called Divine Chronicles. It looks like an RPG Maker game. There's nothing here particularly interesting. It's 4:3 ratio. $1.99. Boys are slower. English and Russian.
Power surges through these lands.
So, that's not making it to the follow list.
The land shall conquer you.
These planeswalkers have so much text. There's a thing called a teleprompter box that I may have to build. It's like a floor monitor that you would use as a musician. It basically puts
all your cares
screen on the floor, where like a floor monitor where you could look down and read things. I'm thinking if I could get someone to build the box, which is a big if, that would be a great point for me to let's see, all attacks now going this way or going this way. It seems like he wants that, so instead I'm gonna target this. So yeah, mentor this guy. I mentored that one, I guess.
You're blind to your folly.
Let us talk of peace.
So yeah, I'm thinking about getting like a teleprompter box which would just mirror the image and be closer. The other things is like there are TV stands that are on wheels, so I could put a TV like closer to me so I could read it. I could mount a TV from the ceiling or a wall. Each of these solutions tend to be more expensive than I'd really like them to be.
The land fights for us.
But that's probably the best I'm gonna be able to do. Here's the trick here. I'm gonna go steal this guy's land. Why not? We'll steal a green and we'll steal a white. Alright, so I couldn't pull off the trick I wanted to do. Probably should have given this one first strike. Alright, attack. And minter. And minter. And there we got a victory. We still are very much waffling on this gold tier. Stick with the things that work. So yeah, I probably wouldn't be able to get a teleprompter box built and working on my computer anytime soon though. 6 months, a year, never type scenario. But it would be helpful to say the least. Something to make it possible to read some of this text that's just really small. The other thing to do would be to lower the resolution on the game, which might be the other solution. The resolution doesn't really benefit me if well, first strike and +1, +3, +3. Not things that we really need to do. Next we have an article here from TechRaptor. Prison Architect's console exclusive DLC Psych World is coming to PC. I don't know how many people are still playing Prison Architect, and I don't know what Psych Ward particularly changes, but we have that article. And we're in this weird position now where I just kind of want to rush through all the news because I can't. Can't really scroll down any. Which also means I won't even bother to I won't even bother to have a wrap-up in which I go and look at the Twitter feed, because the Twitter feeds without scrolling is impossible. Pretty much everything without scrolling is impossible. Fire this. All attacks. This is a minter, but I would have to have him buffed up before he could do any mintering. Next we have a game on Steam here called Get Good or Get Wrecked. This clearly is a low effort shoot 'em up game. There's nothing here of any interest. It's free, I guess the price is right, in English only. But yeah, nothing appealing there. Let's see. This. Make that. TechRaptor has an article here. Vichy is in vogue is in Hearts of Iron 4, its next expansion. I don't know who Vichy is, but I imagine it's this female resistance lady on the left with the gun in her hand. So, Hearts of Iron, though, there's the question. Search your library for a basic card? Sure. Do I want white or red? Seems like I have less whites, so throw it out there. Tech Raptor has the same article here. Werewolf the Apocalypse Earthblood Earthblood release window has been revealed. Werewolf the Apocalypse, I think another LARPing game that is making the jump to a digital game. And here we have a trailer teaser, not really showing anything. Yeah, with this current snafu, it's probably easiest just to get through all the news, and then we'll just play the one thing that works without scrolling fairly well. 3 damage to any target and gains 3 lives. Alright. Can we play this? 3 damage. And put this on the field. And put that as a buff. And then attack with everything. And mentor that character. Next we have a game on Steam here called Snake the Elder Forest, which looks like it's an attempt at making a game like Snake Pass. It's just not as polished. Looks a little asset flippy. It looks like it's not as polished. Should I give this a chance though? Because there might be a game behind this. I think the answer to that's no, because even if I was to give this game a chance, I think most people otherwise wouldn't give it a chance. Early access, $7.19, third-party EULA. That's just asking a lot. The price is too high. Third-party EULA for no reason, because there's never a reason to have a third-party EULA. It's hardly like the Steam agreement is a pain. Next, all attacks. Next. So yeah, the Snake the Elder Forest not making it to the fall list. Gamatsu has for the PC, PS4, and Switch Fairy Tail game EGX 2019 gameplay. I wonder if EGX was the event that a lot of this announcements came from. Still need to figure out what Fairy Tail is all about. Looks like it's a anime-based JRPG. I know it's based on an anime. And do we have any indication as far as what actual gameplay is? And I gotta remember. No. Actually, I think I've seen this content before. Yeah, it's turn-based Final Fantasy style JRPG stuff. Pretty standard, with a bunch of characters that seem to all have magic spells they cast. So yeah, there might be a game there. I'm not sure if it's in the top 10 JRPGs in the world, and thus something I want to actually cover. And the music in Magic the Gathering right now is deal damage equal to itself. Alright, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna puff this, yes, and then let that resolve. Let's see if this works. And then do this. Now would be the time to cancel if you can cancel. You can't, so we'll attack. So that was a high strategy, or at least mid-tier strategy move. Power up the guy so he does more damage to himself. Next, I'll attack here. And then in turn. See, next we have a game on Steam here called Four Islands, which probably is a survival asset flip game. Yep, that's exactly what it looks like. Early access, $7.19. I wonder why $7.19 is now the new price. English and Russian troll game, almost certainly, or at least Russian low effort game. The Haunted Carriage, or the Enchanted Carriage, it has a crew 2. Tap any number of creatures you control with the total power of 2 or more. The vehicle becomes an artifact creature until the end of the turn. I don't understand why you would want to make it an artifact creature, though, because I don't know what an artifact creature is. Let's see, next we have a game on Steam here called Tank Impact, which looks like it's a modern student project version of a game called Gorillas that was once programmable in BASIC, MS Basic, or BASIC before then. Not a game that really was even that fun when it first came out. Definitely not fun nowadays, even though there is some visual polishers. It's not much. 62 cents discounted, English only, 6 achievements. Another prime example of a game that has no business existing on Steam. If you were going to put out a student project, that's one thing, but don't waste people's time by trying to sell it on the storefront where everything else is available for sale. Just go ahead and put that back. I don't think we need 2 of them. My hope is to get a white land in the first draw. I was listening to the latest, what are they called, Total Biscuit, podcast. Total Biscuit, of course, his widow now runs it, and they were talking about a couple of games that had come out relatively recently that I didn't recognize. So it still feels like there are some games that are either coming out in early demo forms that I'm not seeing by following what's on Steam. If they are early demo forms, I don't really care, but this guy's just throwing all my cards in the garbage. He's getting rid of everything. So yeah, I'm missing a few games that probably are. It's probably fine to miss a few things, though it's not likely to change too much. How many of these can you play? I mean, can you seriously just mill me to death? Like, how many cards does he have in his trash pile? I have like 10. Anyways, next game we have on Steam is called Rydo Chapter 1. Is this a Binding of Isaac clone? No, it's an RPG with kind of MS Paint graphics. There's a little bit of polish here, but not enough, and the video seems like even in this video it's playing back at an incredibly slow frame rate. So yeah, Rydo I don't think needs to be on the follow list. $8.99, no discount at all, English only. No blocks, I suppose. Play. Game control. Untap. Target creature has +3/+3. Can I play this? No. All attack. Right. Yeah, this should work. Whoever I'm playing against has like all the cards, all the good cards. So is this a card or is this a planeswalker?
Nightmares of the palette.
It seems like they have figured out in real world Magic how to get planeswalker cards to actually be the regular size. So I don't understand why visually they're depicted as larger. It seems weird. Like, there's, I bet a duplicate of each card or something. Again, I played last when Ice Age was happening, so.
I leave you. My victory was but a dream.
They just exiled 15 of my cards. This sucks. Where's this go? He can do that like every turn for 4 turns. Let's see, next. Attack here. Why did I not play this? Because I'm an idiot? Clearly. Oh, because I can't play it. I've lost. Like, I've lost because I've like got no white lands, which would have been what I need. And it really doesn't even have anything to do with what he's done. he just managed to make it worse. Next game we have on Steam, Mystery at Stony Ford Bridge, which this is a different art style. Maybe lacking a little bit of detail, but not terrible looking. This looks like it's tagged as an adventure game. It looks to me like it's kind of a visual novel adventure game. Looking at the screenshots further though, it is definitely lacking some polish visually. $4.24 discounted, English only.
Your final. I lost my appetite.
That's literally cannot do anything. Gain control of this guy? Nope. Can't do it. Yeah, Mystery at Stony Fort Bridge, was it called? Stony Ford Bridge. Says it has 63,000 words, which is kind of high for a visual novel, but only 4 different story tracks with 8 different endings, which is kind of low. So it probably would be relatively wordy compared to most visual novels, which is saying something. Finally. First Strike Mentor. Next we have a game on Steam called Graphite Halloween, which looks like it's a puzzle physics game, something similar to Gravity, a Gravity puzzle. Then I jumped to the bottom on accident. A bunch of language support, alleged full audio, big bundle here, selling for $1.19. This is obviously Steam trash.
This is difficult to digest.
There's a TV show called Evil that's new, where a bunch of kids got augmented glasses as just a side note, and they started playing this game called Scary Girl, that was like a horror game set in your own house, and these kids were far too young to be playing any kind of scary game, let alone an augmented reality scary game. So it was interesting, an interesting concept, not something you could actually accomplish though. Why can't I put this on the field? Because I don't have enough mana. But it had some interesting things that really wouldn't work. Like, it starts by telling you to turn off the lights in an augmented reality game. If you turned off the lights, unless it had infrared vision, you're just creating a dangerous situation where you're going to trip over something, and then it had like a fictitious concept of hand tracking, even though there was a controller in which it could just see what you're doing with your hand. That technology is being developed, but it's certainly not there yet. This guy is ruining me. He's just gonna straight up mill me before I could even do anything. I want to see it happen though, because clearly there's a strategy around that. In Magic the Gathering, if you have to draw and you can't draw, then you lose the game immediately. Let's see. Alright, next attack. This would just have been way faster if I had... It's just gonna let me attack? If I had just played this first. But yeah, an interesting idea of a horror augmented reality game, but a lot of problems with it in the technology not really existing, and effectively for the TV show it was just to have kids playing with a Ouija board instead of just playing with a regular Ouija board. And honestly, the only reason why anybody knows a Ouija board even exists these days is because it is sold and pressed and advertised. This product placement from Hasbro. All attack. See, this next page I need to check out.
I've lost my appetite.
There's kind of a small growing collection of games, anime games, based in part around having kids getting pregnant and such. Catherine being somewhat based around that. Gamatsu has an article here. I suppose that's what happened. I suppose I just ran out of cards. That's how I lost here. Next deck. There we go. So we have Conception Plus Maiden of the 12 Stars is due out in early November. I think Conception Plus is Maiden of the 12 Stars is probably a sequel to Conception Plus, which was probably the updated version of Conception. In general, it's a game where this one guy is supposed to impregnate like these 12 anime girls to give birth to small star children that help save the world. It's kind of a basic RPG just around a crazy concept, and the crazy concept then got turned into an anime that I imagine is just shy of being porn, if not straight up porn. And in case you're wondering if I'm making this up, I think I'm pregnant is exactly what I was talking about. Like, there's my evidence. Crazy story, and I think that's probably why it has any interest to anyone, is probably because of the craziness of the story. I'm not going to show this video because this is an immature game. Yeah, but this doesn't look like this is the original game in this series. This looks like this is a continuation. Unless they've just been talking about Conception Plus for a very long time and hasn't come out yet. Actually could have shown that trailer if I wanted to. To the field tapped. Sometimes it's very backwards. The ones you think would be not YouTube family friendly or are YouTube family friendly, the ones you think would be YouTube family friendly aren't. What do we want? Destroy target permanent drop. Alright. Not sure I really want to play that right now. So I'm just gonna end the turn. Next we have a game on Steam here called Mutiny Island, which looks like it's a top-down adventure game. Looks like an NES game. Nothing particularly appealing to this. Like, if I find anything that looks like an NES game, it better be an NES game being re-released on PC if I want to play it. $7.99, English, Russian, and Chinese. So take your pick if this is a low-effort Russian game or low-effort Chinese game. You know, the chances are that it might be a low-effort joint venture. I don't get why the auto passing here won't just resolve. Like, what am I doing wrong? Like, I don't want to do anything. Just quit asking me to resolve. Just auto resolve. Is there something here called auto resolve? Pass until response, pass turn, undo, pass priority. Yeah, pass priority is the spacebar. So I may just need to, instead of pressing one thing, I would kind of need it to toggle down the spacebar though. Like, if I hit spacebar, it doesn't seem like it does anything otherwise. Of course, spacebar was also the hotkey I set to place markers on my videos. Not that I've been using that plugin at all. I'm still using my old system, which still works fine. Except for it's on my phone, so whenever my phone runs out of battery, I lose the markers. So it doesn't work fine. Death touch. Each player sacrifices a creature, planeswalker. Oh, man. Why did I do that? Is there any way to undo this? Z. Z. Z, 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 Z. Not working. Next we have a game on Steam called Sage Ball, which looks like it's a player versus player game with local player. Local multiplayer. $7.49 discounted. English only. Does it have any online? Doesn't seem like it does, but the new remote play together has been highlighted. Although I don't know how hard or easy it is to integrate the remote play together. It might just be that that works for everything regardless, and games are getting actively opted into remote play together. I'm still not 100% sure if remote play together requires both people to own the game. I'm gonna pay 2 life and hope that does something. Nope. It didn't. I was off on my count. I don't understand how I'm off on my count. Oh, I can't cast that spell. I had enough mana, I just can't cast that spell. Because I don't have any creatures I control. So I guess my hope is he'll buff this character up a bunch, and then I'll be able to play this. TechRaptor has the same article. Senators pin letter to Activision Blizzard over the Hearthstone suspensions. Controversy is still going on, and not likely to stop, at least until the end of Activision Blizzard, BlizzCon, or the end of Activision Blizzard, whichever happens first. This next game is tag nudity, so let me double check this. YouTube family friendly. Yep, seems close enough. Next game we have on Steam is called Nico Nin X Heart 3, cat girl game, tag sexual content nudity. The animation looks highly polished. Seems to be an action game, although by the looks of it, it seems to me like it would just be a visual novel. And clearly this is part of a series, $8.99. Discounted. And Japanese full audio, Chinese subtitles, and English subtitles. So oddly, that's probably the first game I've even put on the follow list today. Which may be a indication of how much I prioritize good-looking graphics more than anything else. Right. Destroy a target land, destroy a target creature. Which creature do we want? Doesn't matter, so destroy that, destroy that. But that's not gonna save me. I need a creature on the field. TechRaptor has an article here. Psycho Shooting Stars Bravo Guns Down 2020 release. This is some kind of shoot 'em up game. 6 classic shooters come home, it says. Gunbird, Tingai. I don't recognize any of these. So I guess if you recognize any of these Japanese shoot 'em up games, you might be interested. Otherwise, I'm not. I could see getting into the shoot 'em up series of games. It would kind of make sense if you liked one to then want to play a bunch of them, because I imagine they're not super long. But yeah, that's kind of the only way I think you'd get into it is if you liked one really a lot. Next we have a game on Steam called Passcode Breaker the day before. This is just that game passcode with symbols. This is not visually polished enough, and effectively this could have been a this could have easily just been a cell phone game and looked a lot better, and then been ported to PC instead of starting as a PC game, as it seems it has done. Let's see. Passcode breaker is $1.79 discounted, English full audio, 33 Steam achievements, which is way more Steam achievements than you should have for that game. Play this, enter tap. Let's see. Open Critic has an article here. Fallout 76's NPCs delayed to next year. Private servers are coming next week. If anybody's playing Fallout 76. The good news, I suppose, on all of this is Jumpstart. Should draw a card, and then we'll see what Jumpstart does. Lets me play it again from the graveyard. So what else can I play? Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put a 1/1 counter on this guy. Sounds good to me. Good news is we only have games to talk about, so even if I have to just leave some of the games for next week, we're not next week, but Wednesday, we should be perfectly fine. Man, I wanted to keep that card. Anyways, next game we have on Steam is called MTG Arena, which clearly it's a low effort name, and this is an asset flip low effort game with more visual polish and more of a concept here. Driving around in a tank shooting each other might be something of interest, but this is early access for 59 cents, a bunch of language support, and single player only. A game like this would almost certainly have to have multiplayer support. Let's do this. And play this. Still don't really know what these cards do. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, create a 1/1 blue board illusion. Okay. So we've got instants that we could be spell casting. If we had any mana. Next we have a game on Steam called Centralia Homecoming. It looks like it might actually be a horror game and not just a low effort asset flip horror game. It's already rated positively. It seems like there's a horrific dog that plays a big role since he's on the thumbnail. Well, this looks like it might be something. So I'm going to put it on the follow list. This is $9.74, English full audio and Russian full audio. So this might be a Russian troll game. There's a chance. I have only about 10 more games to cover in this awkward way. Next we have a game on Steam called Zoo Cube, which seems like it's a Tetris in a 3D environment puzzle game. Like a single screen Unity game with maybe a little bit more polish to it. $2.99 English on. I'm gonna actually put this on the follow list. 123 puzzles. There's a chance this one might actually be worth playing as a 3D attempt at Tetris. with the exception of Activision Blizzard drama, today was very light on news. But that's alright, we had plenty of games to cover. So, next game we have here is Ghost Guns horror shooter. Looks like it's a half horror, half first person shooter asset flip. Far too many asset flips, or things that look like asset flips, still coming out. $3.19 discounted. Yeah, they're saying it's close to Bioshock and Bioshock 2. 50 achievements is far too high. Full English audio, allegedly. Seriously, there's a price range that certain games should be sold at, and if they're not being sold at that, that should trigger a red flag for further review as far as Valve is concerned. And I really can't buy into the argument that Valve at the moment is just super overwhelmed with all the games being submitted to be on their storefront. And even if that was the case, the way to well, draw more cards, I guess. Yeah, even if Valve was overwhelmed with the number of games that are being submitted on a weekly basis, if they implemented some standardized rules and just limited and curated what they even started to look at, it would be a lot easier. Their libertarian ideology is getting in the way of just practical reality. Well, that's a cool card. Whenever you cast an instant and sorcery spell, copy it for each other instant and sorcery spell that you've cast before. You may choose new targets. No attacks. I'm just gonna defend with this guy. Just need. So if I did 2 damage here, and then some other instant spells. This will be our last game, I think. So, discard a card. Well, we've got some flying. Flying cards that are gonna kill me. Gonna do 7 damage. And I don't have any mana, so I'm gonna lose. Next we have a game on Steam called Little Big Workshop, which seems to be... There's something else called Little Big that seems like they're trying to confuse the issue by using that phrase. Or maybe this is a sequel to some other Little Big game. Apparently it's being published by THQ Nordic. There was like a game called Little Big Hero or something. And it Handy Games is also publishing it. Let's see if we can see what else. Stunt Kite Party, Townsman, bunch of kind of low effort games. Gianna City Sisters. Yeah, so I'm not sure about Little Big Workshop, but it does have mostly positive reviews, so maybe there's a nostalgia here. Maybe this is an older game than I realize. So I'm going to put this on the follow list to do some more research on it. And then over here, I'm not going to really do anything more. I could play for 6 more games and try to get 6 more victories. That's pretty much it. The main thing I need to do is, in particular, log in every single day and re-roll the daily quests so that there are 750 daily quests on Magic. And let's see. Can I even see if there's any new Humble Bundles? Not being able to scroll. I don't think I can. Okay. And not being able to scroll on Twitter is going to be a big problem. So that's just going to be the end of this stream. Run into a really weird problem with a lack of ability to scroll on the mouse wheel. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below in the description box. And if you want to support me further, there's a link down to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and gift me a game off my wishlist. Right now I'm begging for a Hat in Time Ultimate Collection if anybody wants to be that kind. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.